Okay, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to Faithfully Her. Wait. I'm sorry, hold on. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to Faithfully Her. I am your girl, Liana Michelle, and today we have another special guest with us. Yay, I'm so loving this women empowerment, women in business, and being able to just be an avenue for them to shine even brighter. So today I want to introduce you to my special guest. Her name is Niema. She is the owner of SoapStone Soaps LLC, which is based right here in Detroit, Michigan. Niema began researching the process of soap making back in 2009. And here we are 13 years later, and she has created a full line of soaps, body butters, deodorants, and body oils. So I want everybody to put your hands together and welcome my special guest, Mrs. Niema. Yay, we have our little clapping going on for you. How are you doing today?
I am doing so well. Thank you again for having me.
Oh no, thank you again for coming on and sharing your process with us for soap making. Now, as we stated in the bio, you got started back in 2009. So can you kind of just walk us through what got you started into soap making?
Okay, yeah. Well, my husband suffers with eczema, and it's it can be very frustrating to have skin that where you you have to scratch it a lot, and it's rough. You have these dry patches, and so I didn't want my husband to suffer with this because it can be very frustrating. So I began to research what is something that could possibly help him with his skin condition. And somehow I came across soap, and I started researching some ingredients that would be soothing and moisturizing for your skin. And shea butter and coconut oil was two excellent ingredients because they have they're rich in vitamins and antioxidants that helps nourish the skin. And so I began to read a whole bunch of books, watch as many videos as I could, and I educated myself on the process of how to make soap. And that might have took about a year, because when you're making cold pressed soap, you're dealing with lye, known as sodium hydroxide. And it could be very dangerous because you could burn your skin. It can, if it gets in your eyes, it could or gets around children, it could be just dangerous. So I really had to become comfortable with that process. And about a year later, I made my first batch of soap, and it was absolutely horrible. It was rough on your skin. It irritated your skin. It was ugly, and it just wasn't good. But I didn't give up. I kept making batch after batch. And with trial and error, tons of mistakes, my soaps got better and better and better, and people started to ask for my products, and it allowed my confidence to grow. And so fast forward, some years later, I added the body butter, and then the body oil, and now the natural deodorant. So it's just a blessing to be able to use natural products on your skin, because store-bought stuff for your body body products, it's really not good because it's filled with chemicals, and it smells good and it looks really pretty and it even feels good on your skin. But when you read the ingredients, a lot of that stuff, you don't even know what it is. You can't even pronounce it. So I wanted to use something that that would be really beneficial for your skin. I knew it wouldn't hurt it, and I I along the journey I really enjoyed it, and it's something that this is my passion. I would do this for free. So I really enjoy it. It's almost like therapy or creating a work of art.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I enjoy it. It's something that I would like to do. I'm a teacher. I teach first grade, and one day, one day I would like to be able to retire from teaching and open up a soap factory in Detroit where I would be able to do this full time, teach it, make it, and sell it, and hire, as well as hire people from the community.
Yeah, and you know what? That's beautiful that you're thinking, on that large of a scale. My mother used to always tell me, Michelle, you dream so big, but you have to have those big dreams because it gives you something to shoot for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And everything. And I like the fact that you want to bring a factory here to Detroit that's going to build the economy, provide jobs for people. You know what I'm saying? So even on a larger scale, you're taking your passion and you're turning it into something that's going to do wonders for so many people in the long run. So I think that's great.
Thank you.
I just kind of want to go back a little bit to something that you said that I think a lot of times we forget as people. You said that you educated yourself. You took a whole year and you did your research and you read your books and you watched your videos and you really took the time to educate yourself. And a lot of times in this society, we are looking for the quick fix. How do we just get rich overnight? And we don't really put the work into developing the things that we need in order to produce a successful outcome. So I really thank you for stating that out loud, that it wasn't something where you just had the thought, went in the kitchen, and the next day you had a batch of soap. It took a lot of work and dedication from you to make the product. And we just need to remember that we have to go through the process. Now going back to the eczema. Now, when I was younger growing up, I had eczema. And I would get the rashes like on the inside of the elbow and then the back of the knee. And they would, like, I can always know when the weather was going to turn because my eczema would act up. And so with that being said, how is your husband doing now that you've been using these products with him? How is his skin doing now?
Well, I always say that it doesn't, using handmade products, it doesn't cure eczema or anything, but it definitely helps it. And it has helped him tremendously over the years.
Okay, so does he still get the rash flare-ups, and maybe they're just not as bad as they were? Has the itching calmed down a lot for him?
Yeah, it's dramatically decreased. He still does get the itching, but nothing compared to how it used to be.
Okay. And another key point that you also said that I really, really liked is that your first batch was horrible. You said your first batch was horrible and, you had to go back to the drawing board, but you did not give up. And that's the key. I can remember I wanted to delve into candle making. And I had been playing around with it. And then when I made that first batch, it was horrible. And I went back to the drawing board and I tried it again, and the second batch was even worse. So I was just like, you know what, I'm over this. So thank you for not throwing in the towel and sticking with the process, and keep making sure that it, you know, that you perfected it to where it's actually something that people are purchasing and they want to utilize. So thank you for not giving up.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the ingredients. I know you're saying you're using shea butter and cocoa butter. Are there any other ingredients that you're using in your soaps? Like a lot of times, like as you were stating with the commercially packaged products, they have perfumes and all these chemicals in there that really cause more harm than good. So are there any other products besides the shea butter and cocoa oils that you use, coconut oils that you use?
Oh yeah, it's I use palm oil, canola oil, castor oil, beeswax, all really good properties for your skin, and that adds to the nourishment and moisturizing for excuse me, for really for all skin types.
Okay.
And it just, you know, when you go from using commercial soaps to handmade soaps, specifically SoapStone soaps, you can really tell a difference on your skin. You can feel that difference. Your skin is it just feels softer and just more smoother. So yeah, you can really tell the difference within just a few weeks.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. So when we're talking about oh my God, why did I lose my train of thought? See what happens, people. We're all human. I totally. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. I'm sure you have some products there with you now. Did you want to show us some things?
Okay, yeah. So this is unscented with oatmeal, and I always call it plain Jane because it doesn't have any fragrance in it. It's real simple, simplicity at its best. The oatmeal is for a light exfoliant, and you can actually use this one on your face. This is, I say all of them are my favorites, but this is really one of my favorites. This is a lemon soap, and it, oh my goodness, it smells so good. I wish you could smell it. This is a lemon soap. And they all basically have the same ingredients, just maybe a different fragrance.
Okay.
Cranberry is very popular. I use a lot of oatmeal in my soap. This is a lavender and oatmeal.
Okay.
And then this is a turmeric soap. I also use, this is the turmeric, this is the green clay. And you can use this on your body as well, but I also use it on my face because the turmeric is good for pigmentation, it's good for acne, also discoloration of skin. The green clay is good for pulling out the toxins in your skin. So this is also a great soap for your face as well.
Okay.
I have a couple of different scents of the body oil, but the body oil has 7 oils, I think 7 different oils in it, and it's really smooth on your skin. I use it after I come off the shower. Either use the body oil or the body butter. And so the body butter has the shea butter and coconut oil in it, whereas the body oil has all oils in it. Okay. So I use either one of these once I get out the shower. And I have the body oil and pineapple, mango, baby powder. I have it in a man scent, unscented. And then I have the deodorants. I have 3 different kinds of deodorants. I only have 2 right now. So this is a citrus cheer, which is like a lemon and a grapefruit. This is orange mint, which is orange and peppermint. It kind of evens it out, not too much peppermint. So the deodorants, and I almost gave up on making the deodorant because it wouldn't sit. It wouldn't get stiff enough to stay. It would be too soft. So I had to tweak my recipe a lot. And then finally it started to harden, and I like it. I've been using the natural deodorant for it hasn't even been a year. I started researching about looking into natural. I always wanted to make natural deodorant, but because I teach, it's so overwhelming, and I just don't have a lot of time to focus on my business. But in the summertime, I'm able to get a lot of stuff done. And last summer, I started researching, what were some good ingredients that would make a good deodorant. And at first I was putting baking soda in it, and it was breaking out my husband and I. We're always the first ones to try the ingredients, so we're the guinea pigs.
Right.
But the baking soda would be too rough on our skin, so I said no, I'm not gonna even include it in the recipe. So I took the baking soda out, and it does a pretty good job. Now with the natural deodorant, I do tell people that, you do still sweat just with with any other deodorant. But it does a really good job of keeping the odors in.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so I know you're saying that you still sweat, but is it still absorbing like underarm? Does it absorb like maybe 10%, 20%, something like that?
I think so. I think so. It does. I would say it lasts for about maybe 6 to 8 hours.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. Well, let's talk a little bit about the process. So from beginning to end, how long does it really take to just make that one, say, bar of the oatmeal? So,
Oh, okay. So the process is pretty lengthy. So when I'm making soap, out of all of the other products, the soap takes the longest because I make it in batches of about 44 bars, and it might take about 4 to 5 hours to make a batch.
okay.
And it's a lot of science involved because you're first of all, you have to follow a recipe. You don't want to go really under or over the products. You have to make sure that you're pouring at a certain temperature. You don't want it to be too hot or too cold. There's a lot of math involved. So I usually dedicate a weekend when I'm making a batch of soap, because I'll make a couple different batches at one time.
Okay. Okay. So when you're saying you're
And let me
making,
just say, not to cut you off, but because the cold press soap, once you make it, you can't use it immediately. You have to let it sit for about 6 to 8 weeks before you can use it, because if you were to use it once you make it, it would kind of burn or irritate your skin.
okay.
So it has to go through that process of becoming more and more milder. And so that curing time is about 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay. Okay, that's interesting. I never knew, anybody who made soap firsthand. And, I never knew it was that complicated of a process for you, especially with
Yeah.
the waiting period. So it's almost as if like if you're cooking something and it says you have to let it set or settle for a few minutes, but for the soap, it has to settle for weeks.
Yeah, yeah. And
Oh,
I also teach a soap workshop, and the next one will be March 19th. And so the participants, I provide all of the ingredients, but the participants will be able to take 1 pound of soap home with them, which equals out to about 4 to 5 bars, depending on the thickness that they cut it.
okay. And that's what I was going to ask you when you said that you make like a batch of 45. I was going to ask you, are they already squared up, or is it just like a big sheet and then you have
I'll show you. I'll show
okay.
you. So when I'm making a batch of soap, I pour it in this and I use 4 of these. One of these molds holds about 11 bars of soap. So I use about 4 of these. And that's what I consider to be a batch of soap.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
And are you cutting that with, like, how they have the big paper cutters?
Yeah.
Or so is it something that's huge like that for the cutting process?
So this is hold on. This
I'm
is my
sorry, I'm making you rearrange stuff.
no, it's no, this is my soap cutter. So I put the bar on the white part and then I just slice it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So for being an independent businesswoman, and I'm new to this whole business thing, I'm learning as I go and everything, but being independent, did you are you funding this out of pocket, or were there grants, small business loans? How did you get the funding? Because I'm sure that's a costly process, materials
Yeah,
and everything, right?
absolutely. So that's a good question. So when I first started, my husband was very and still is very supportive. We put in money each month to my business account. But when I first started, I started buying different materials from thrift stores,
Okay.
pots, because it doesn't make sense when you're just learning. You want to get the material. You don't want to buy brand new stuff because it's costly,
Mm-hmm.
and you're just learning. So I started off buying materials at the Salvation Army and thrift stores. And then over time, as I learned more and more about the process, I started buying more expensive equipment. Um, but over the years, I have received a couple of grants. Like one big grant was through NEI ideas, and they chose like 10 maybe 10 or 20 entrepreneurs, and they granted them $10,000. So I was one of those entrepreneurs. This was a couple of years ago. And then I received another grant for um 10,000 or maybe 3,000, and I just apply that to buying stock up on ingredients. It's expensive buying the labels, advertising, so all of that stuff starts to add up. So it really helps if you can get a grant. I never took out a loan. I didn't want to take out a loan.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, and this is probably just a little bit off center. But for the grants, like, did you, for the organizations that were offering the grants, did you have to get a grant writer, or was it just like an application process you could do right through their site?
It was an application process, but I would always have people look over it to
Okay.
tweak it. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because, it's just like I said, it's tough. And, I'm starting out and there's different things that needs to be done. And I'm like, but wait a minute, it's just my paycheck. Like, how am I supposed to get all of this done with just my paycheck? So that's why I wanted to kind of just find that out a little bit. So let's go a little bit deeper into the soap as it pertains to skincare. As I was telling you earlier, I do suffer with discoid lupus, so I have discoloration of the skin. And I know you said the turmeric and the clay is good for something like that. So would that be something that you would need to do like maybe a couple of times a day, or is your once a day washing something that would be good enough?
I just use the soap you know, once a day when I shower, or if you want to, you know, if you had a rough day, maybe take an extra shower and again. But I would say once a day is good.
Okay. And you should probably start seeing a different result within your skin within like a week or so, as far as the softness or the
Um,
texture.
yeah, what just using the soaps overall, as far as the turmeric soap, I haven't used it. I use it when I make it. But people have told me that, you know, the turmeric soap is excellent. It really works for their skin. So, because I have so many different soaps, I'm always trying something. So, I haven't, as far as like the turmeric soap, I haven't used it like over and over and over again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But as long as you're getting good reviews and feedback from the people who is purchasing it, you know, they're your biggest advertisers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
they're definitely the biggest ones, because if they like it, they're going to continue to purchase it, and then they'll be telling their other friends and family that, you
Right,
know, this
right.
is what's working great for my skin. So let's talk about sales. So when you're selling your products, give us some price points of what everything is costing.
Okay, so the handmade soaps range from about $7 to $10, depending on the size and the ingredients. Like some of the soaps have essential oils in it, and essential oils are definitely more expensive than fragrance oils. So that's why I may charge more for that particular soap, or it might be maybe the soap came out really, really big, so I would have to charge more for that. The body oil, I charge 20. This is an 8-ounce bottle. The body butter, this is also 8 ounces, and this is $24. And then the deodorants. So if the deodorants range from about $10 to $12. $12 if they have essential oils, 10 if it's a fragrance oil. So it just
Oh.
kind of depends.
So our essential oils would be the coconut or the.
No, the essential oils would be like peppermint, uh, uh, lavender, lemon,
Okay.
clove, grapefruit. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Now my son, just a week or so ago, he called me because his face had broke out. And he was like, "Ma, I used this new facial scrub, and now my face then broke out." So I told him, I said, "Well, let me see it first." And it was like some fruity citrus something. And he was reading me the ingredient. He was like, "I don't even know what these words are." So I had to tell him, I said, "Well, baby, it's
Mhm.
important that before you just go and buy something off the shelf, that you know what it is you're putting on your skin. You can't just put
Mhm.
anything on your skin because it looks good." So like how you were saying, the
Mhm.
packaging on a lot of store-bought things, you know, they look good, they smell great, but in the end, they do more damage than they do good, and especially in his case. So I had to take him back to just the basics of warm water. Let's just purify it. Let's cleanse your skin. Let's just do some warm water cleanses for a minute. Get your skin back to a natural state. And then let's look at the ingredients of these products that you're using and do a little research on them. Because like for me, I can't use anything that has titanium dioxide. So, you know, if it has titanium, it makes me itch and I swell up a little bit. So I always have to read my product. And I can't use anything that has perfumes or fragrance. Because whatever chemicals that's in those perfumes or those fragrances also causes me to itch, and my lupus flares up behind it. So that was one of the things that I like that you said as far as using the essential oils. So if it is a lavender scent, you can still get the scent of the lavender without all the harshness that comes with the perfumes from different products.
Well, it depends. And you can, but it depends. So they have, you can get a lavender, it comes in essential oil as well. So it just really depends.
Okay.
Like the lavender soap, like this lavender soap is just the fragrance, it's not the essential oil.
Okay. So there is a difference there. Okay. So let me ask you this. With the essential oils like your lavenders and your grapefruits and so forth, what are the beneficial properties behind those essential oils? Because I mean, I'm sorry, that was probably like a put you on the spot type question. I guess because, you know, they say like certain scents are for calming. So lavender, they might say, you know, put a little lavender in your water and it calms you, you know, or whatever, jasmine and those type of things. So that's why I was asking, are there any additional benefits to those essential oils?
They are. I just don't have my notes in front of me. I know like the peppermint essential oil is really good for kind of uplifting. A lot of essential oils have medicinal properties. Like I've used clove in my soap before, and frankincense in my soap before. I can't exactly remember what the benefits are off the top of my head right now. But like I'm sorry, I would have to grab my notes.
No apologies necessary. No apologies. It was just like off the top of the head type of a question. So I apologize for like stumping you with that one. That happens to me a lot. I just we having off the top of the head type questions. So now, do you have a website? Because I know you said that you want to have a store one day, but as of now, can they just be purchased through your website?
Yeah, yep, and that's how the majority of my purchases are made on my website. It's SoapStone Soaps LLC.com. I'll put it in the chat.
Okay, because everybody, we're going to make sure that the website is available in the description, and also just give you a basic price point of what a lot of the prices are for the soaps, the oils, deodorants, and the butter for those 8-ounce sizes and so forth. So we're going to make sure all of that is also listed in the description box as well. I want to talk a little bit just briefly about the passion, because as we stated before we went to recording, I always feel like God can sometimes put us in situations or circumstances or positions to where the talent he birthed in us has to come through. and we can take that talent, and through that talent we find our purpose and our passion. And as you stated, like, this has turned into your passion and your purpose. So with that being stated, on your journey, how has that I don't know if you are a spiritual person or anything like that, but has that played a part in your journey to becoming this soap empress?
Well, I am a spiritual person. I do believe in the Lord Jesus Christ as my savior. And I believe that God really blessed me to be able to bless my hands to be able to do something like this, because this is not something that's very common. You don't, I think it's becoming more popular, but I don't, I know a few soap makers. But when I first started, I didn't really know any soap makers. So I believe that God really did put me on a path to do something different.
Yeah. And just the fact that your husband's circumstance pushed you to go and live in your purpose. That's what I think I love about the story the most, how this really wasn't on your radar, but your love for him and wanting to ease his pain and make him more comfortable with his skin just kind of birthed you into this whole business. It went from just an idea to now it's a business, and it's a great thing. That I just think that that's beautiful, how he birthed your purpose in a sense, or
Yeah.
got that
Yeah.
fire going in you. Um, is there any, like, is he asking for 50% right now?
No, no. But he uses free soap every day. So he's being I don't pay him, but he's being paid. I mean, he gets the soap for free. So
So he's definitely reaping the benefits.
yeah, yeah.
Well, that's a good thing. And it's good to see husband supporting you in your journey, because sometimes men, or people in general, if one spouse is doing good or doing things that's independent or different than what they've been doing, it could be a little bit of reluctancy there with supporting. So I'm happy that you're saying like how supportive he is, and even with helping with the financing of setting that budget of what we're going to put and invest into your business every month. I think that's beautiful, and that's a blessing in itself. So yay to your husband for being supportive, and you just having that type of a person in your life.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, that's truly a blessing. So let's talk a little bit about the teaching, because you said that you're doing classes where you're teaching other people how to make soap. So how are those classes formed? Are there in-person classes? I'm assuming, because you said that you're providing the materials. So how big does your classes get?
So not big at all. So you sign up on Eventbrite. And if you Google my name, SoapStone Soaps, it'll pop right up. And you sign up through Eventbrite. The classes are $65. It's for 1 hour. The biggest class that I have had may have been 6 people. And 6 people is a good amount because it's just me. And it's so easy with soap making to make mistakes. And so I really want a really big class, because people that are coming are just learning for the first time how to make soap. So I really have to make sure I keep a good eye on what step they're on, what they're doing, and how they're doing it. Because all of those all of that plays a key factor into the process of making that the batch of soap.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And how are they? Are they enjoying the process? Are they coming back to learn more? How are they taking that tidbit from you and maybe venturing off into their own thing? Or are they, most of them just doing it for personal reasons?
I think they're just doing it for personal reasons. Maybe people said that, they like crafts, so this is something that they wanted to do. I did have a lady to come take my workshop. I think it was 3 times, because she actually wanted to start making it, and so she wanted to become more comfortable with the process. So she actually came 3 times. And I think for the most part, people are just coming to learn a new craft.
Yeah. And like
But
you said before, it could be very therapeutic and relaxing. So I can imagine if, like, some people garden. So this would be a therapeutic thing for some people who are really into crafts.
yeah, very much so.
So I know you said that you teach first grade. And you mentioned that this is a lot of science. So I'm wondering, do you ever take this into the classroom and do a fun activity with the kids where they are learning a little bit about science as well, while they get their hands dirty?
The most, because no, I don't. Well, the most I'll do is I tell them about my business, what I do, what I make, and I'll show them some actual bars of soap, and I'll let them smell it and maybe see if they can guess what the scent is.
Okay.
But that's about it, because they're so young, first grade.
Yeah.
And then yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, no, I was just asking because I work with autistic children in the autistic community, and I'm always looking for fun, creative little things to do that sparks their interest. And even with like finger paints or whatever, they could get their little fingertips dirty, and then we could smear it on a piece of paper or something. And even if it's just teaching them, red and blue makes green or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, just doing that kind of stuff. So I'm always looking for creative little outlets for them.
Yeah, the youngest the youngest that I would teach the soap class to is probably about 12 or 13.
Okay.
Because again, you are using lye, which is very dangerous.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is that what, so let me ask you this, and it looks like maybe it could be wax or whatever, but what is actually making the formation of the soap that you're, you know what I'm saying? Like, it looks like it could be a wax or a clay. So I'm wondering, what is that's making it solid?
So once you melt everything down, you have to cool everything. Let it cool down, and then you're mixing the oils with the water and the lye, and it gets thicker, and then you have to let it sit overnight.
Okay.
And then once it becomes solid, then that's when you are able to cut it. And then you can like put it on the curing rack. Let me see if I can show you. Can you see those soaps?
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Look at that. So you have your little warehouse right there with everything.
Yeah. So when we moved into this house, my husband turned this room I'm in the basement now. So we turned this room and made it my soap laboratory.
Okay. Well, that is so cool.
Yeah.
So can we get a view of that again, and you could just maybe walk us through what we're looking at?
All right, 1 second. Okay, it's a little messy down here.
It's a laboratory. It's supposed to be.
Okay. So, oh, let me turn it. Wait. No. Okay, so the black soap is actually a masculine soap, and that's barbershop. It smells like a man's cologne.
Okay.
Okay. This is the unscented with oatmeal. That's the turmeric soap.
Okay.
Let's see. I have like 20 different kinds of soaps.
So the that we're looking at now, are they ready for use, or are they still in
Yes,
their
they are.
period? Okay.
Yep. They are ready. Let's see. These soaps down here, that's peppermint.
Okay.
This is the lemon soap. I even have a watermelon soap.
Oh, I was gonna ask you what that one was too when I saw the colors. Okay.
Yeah. But with the watermelon soap, it was a little complicated to make. So it didn't come out, I didn't make it dark enough, and the scent didn't come out strong enough. So they can be used, but I wouldn't sell, or if I did sell them, they would be so discounted.
Okay. Okay. So Niema, do you do any like pop-ups? Are you a part of any like expos where people can come and see you and touch and feel and smell firsthand?
Yeah, I do pop-ups, but not often. A lot of times they're on, like I used to do the Easter market, but it was Sunday, so I was missing church, and where they had me positioned at the Easter market was all the way at the end. So about time the customers got to my booth, they had already spent their money.
Right.
But I do craft shows sometimes, but in the summertime, a lot of craft shows or farmers markets are outside. And from experience, I used to do a lot of craft shows, but in the summertime, the soap, when the weather is really hot, the soap will start to sweat.
Okay.
And then the body butter will melt. So you have to learn from experience. I don't do a lot of outside craft shows anymore.
I'm sorry, but I'm gonna connect you with a friend of mine. She was on the show a couple of weeks ago, Ayana Pope. She does a small business expo where various people with small businesses, and they gather under her. I think she has like an office space or a building or something, and people come out and you set up your own tables and everything. And it's more of an intimate type feel, so you don't have to worry about people running out of money before they get to your booth. It's indoors, so you won't have to really worry about the heat or anything like that. But at least I'll send you her phone number, her contact information, and then you can kind of figure it out and fill it out from there and see if it's a good fit for you. But it's just a different avenue for you to be able to get more people to recognize and see and smell your products, and hopefully increase sales at the end of it all. That's what it's all about, right? Getting you some sales for all the hard work you're putting in. So, and I would definitely do my best to help with, promoting you on my pages and things of that nature. And I'm going to go to your website and order a couple of things. I'm going to try the turmeric. I'm definitely going to try the turmeric for the skin toning and blending the skin together again for the discoloration. So I'm definitely going to reach out and order something from you that way. I'm a very supportive of the people that come on. I will try the product, you know what I'm saying? And I like to purchase the product because everybody is trying to make a couple of dollars. And so I would definitely
Right,
be doing that.
right.
And you know, and once I get it and I use it, I will, you know, do my best to kind of continue to help promote and endorse it, you know what I'm saying? Because it's all about women
Yeah.
supporting each other and us trying to build each other up in
Mhm,
the community. Is there
mhm.
anything else like, and speaking of community, outside, is there anything that you're doing in the community that might be able, that's helping others? Like how you were saying the soap, the watermelon soap, you know, you're, if you do sell it, it'd be at a discount. So would that be something where you would say, you know what, this batch didn't turn out exactly the way I wanted it to, so I'll donate it maybe a couple of bars to a shelter or anything like that? Is there anything like that that you might be doing?
No, but I would like to. I just haven't had the time to look for shelters or, places to donate to, but I always said that I would like to.
Okay. Well, maybe that's
Yeah.
something else that we could probably come together on. You know, I know a few. I used to work in mental health. So I
Hmm.
know, you know, a few of those type of shelters and anything. So if at any time I could be a help, you know, hey, Liana, do you know somebody or do you know an organization? You know, you can always reach out to me and I will get back with you with, you know, some answers or at least some avenues that you could
Hmm.
start exploring. So at any time, if I can help in any
Okay.
way, just, you know, always know that I'm here to do my best to help, you know,
Yeah.
everyone grow.
If you could give me some names of some shelters that may be interested in receiving some bars of soap throughout the month, that would be great.
I would definitely do that. And also, you know, and coming up soon, I haven't set a date for it yet, but I would love for you to be a part of our first ever in-person Faithfully Her meet and greet. So
Oh, okay.
I'm working it out now, as far as, you know, spacing, vendors, you know, it's a lot that goes into these type of things, and this will be the first one that I've ever put together. So I wanted to kind of take my time so I can make sure I get it as close to right as possible on the first go
Hmm.
round. But we'll have
Hmm.
some keynote speakers there who will be women in business, that will be able to shed light on, you know, getting into business, setting it up, and the steps you should take and things you need to know and things of that nature. So as of now, it's coming together slowly, but it is coming together. And once I have everything set, I'll definitely reach out and let you know. And hopefully it's something you could come and be a part of with your products, of course,
Okay.
that you will be able to sell on site and things of that nature also. So is there anything
Okay. Yeah, that sounds great.
good? Is there anything you want to leave us with? A food for thought, an inspirational moment, anything you want to leave us with? When we think of Niema Stone soaps, what should we think of?
Uh, that I wouldn't sell you anything that I wouldn't use on my body. So when you're getting my products, you're getting something that's been tested and approved. Um, and you're supporting a Black woman-owned business that's really dedicated to the craft of soap making and just skincare products in general.
Yeah. So everybody, again, I'm going to have the website and other information in the description box. Please go to the website, purchase these handmade soaps. Again, we are supporting small businesses, Black owned businesses, women in business. right here on Faithfully Her. And we want to be able to do this. And again, as she stated, all of her products are tested on her and her husband has eczema. So if the products are being tested on his skin and he's giving you the 2 thumbs up, then it's probably a good product to use, because anybody who knows anything about eczema, you can't use everything on your skin. It only makes it worse if it's a product that's going to cause irritation. So if he's able to use it and it's not causing irritation, it's smoothing it out, it's keeping the itching down throughout the day, and is giving him a more comfortable day, because he's not being irritated by having to scratch and itch all the time. So these are some very good products that she has here, and we want to do our best to support and to keep her going. If you want to learn how to make a craft in soaps and oils, or the soap making process, if you're into handcrafts, reach out to her
The
through
next
Eventbrite.
workshop.
I'm sorry.
The next workshop will be March 19th. No, I'm sorry, March 12th.
March 12th. So you're going to reach out through Eventbrite, and you'll be able to sign up and register for her next soap making class. Get involved in the process. Even if you're just doing it for your own self, maybe someone in your family is struggling with skin irritation, and you want to be able to gift them with something that will give them a more softer, smoother texture to their skin tone. So maybe you want to get into it, then this is a place to learn. She's willing to teach, which is a great thing, because most people who create a product, they're not trying to teach you how to do it yourself. They want to harness that, keep it to themselves, so they could keep just making all the money. They could keep supplying you with the demand. But here she is saying, hey, this is my business, but I also want to teach you, or willing to teach you how to do this for yourself. So let's take advantage of that as well, because that's a beautiful thing in itself. And God is going to continue to bless you for that, for opening up that door of teaching and educating others how to do what you're doing for a profit. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a beautiful blessing in itself. If there's nothing else,
Can I say one more thing?
Yes, please.
Can I say one more? To just please spread the word about SoapStone Soaps, and make sure you follow me on SoapStone Soaps Detroit on Instagram.
So Detroit on IG, and on Facebook, how can you be found?
I'll put it in the put it in the chat.
Okay, so because we're gonna list all of that in our description. So you're gonna get the Facebook, the Instagram, the website, the prices of the products, as well as the Eventbrite for the March 12th soap making session. And then you'll have all the information you need to where you could continuously reach out. You could continuously get updated information on future soap making classes. If you can't make the one in March, maybe you can make the next one. So we just want to make sure that we're supporting our sister in business, and that we're doing all that we can to help uplift her as she continues on her journey of success and creating products that are good for your skin. And and everything is with your soap, right? Because you have soaps that dry your skin out, they leave you feeling so harsh, and it's like, oh my God, what was that? But what she's giving us is products that's going to moisturize our skin, is going to enrich it with vitamins and nutrients that it needs to continue to make it healthy and glow. And we all want that skin texture that's healthy and youthful and glowing. And I'm looking at your skin, and your skin is beautiful. It's so smooth and even tone and everything. So you have beautiful skin. And don't we all just want beautiful skin? Because that's the first thing the world sees, right?
Yeah.
When you go outside, that's the first thing that a person sees is your skin. And I also see here there is a special discount for Black History Month that she's offering to you. So we're going to get all of this out here. We have a few more days left for Black History Month, so we have to buy so we could get the discount as well. Okay. Is there anything
Yes.
else, Niema, you want to leave us with?
No, just thank you for having me. This was
No.
really nice. Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you for sharing your lab with us, your workspace, for educating us on the handmade soaps and the ingredients and the products that's going into it, the love, the care, and the time that you're taking to create these products for us. We really appreciate that. And to everybody else, again, all the information will be in the description box. I want to thank you guys for tuning in with us today on Faithfully Her. And as I've stated before, and I'm going to keep stating it, your purpose does not always mean you're standing in a pulpit preaching. Your purpose is whatever that talent is that God blessed you with, and is making sure that you bring that talent to life and that you're sharing it with others. Niema's talent was her creative hands of making these soaps and oils and body butters, and that is the talent that God has blessed her to share with us. And in sharing her talent, she's walking in her purpose and her truth and her passion, and she's loving it, right? She's loving bringing these things to us, and we are loving her for that. So thank you again for taking time and sharing with us and just letting us into your world for these few little moments.
Thank you, Liliana.
We really enjoyed having you today. To all of my Faithfully Her family, thank you so much for tuning in and being part of the process with us. And as always, when you're writing the story of your life, don't let anyone else hold that pen. Thank you so much, and have a blessed week in Christ, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.